Good afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Happy Sunday. Okay, so the Heritage Foundation got their way, and Prince Harry's visa application is going to be made public next week. I wouldn't get too excited though, but because I don't think they are going to expose everything. But let me just read from you the article that I found. Bombshell U.S. court ruling orders Prince Harry's visa files be made public by Tuesday. A bombshell U.S. court ruling has ordered files relating to Prince Harry's application to be made public by Tuesday. A judge has agreed to release redacted documents as part of an ongoing campaign by the Heritage Foundation, the right wing foundation, for those of you who don't know, who have decided they have nothing better to do than to harass their members to go after Prince Harry for some reason. Anyway, the Heritage Foundation, who are campaigning for transparency on the matter, the conservative think tanks alleged that the Duke may have concealed past illegal drug use that should have disqualified him from living in America. Judge Carl Nichols ordered the release of documents as part of an ongoing Freedom of Information request brought by conservative U.S. think tank the Heritage Foundation. Harry's reference to taking cocaine, marijuana, psychedelic mushrooms in his book Spare prompted the Washington, D.C. organization to question why he was allowed in the U.S. in 2020. I want to remind everybody that Harry was allowed into the U.S. under Trump's administration, not under Joe Biden's. So this idea that this is a left-wing thing, was Trump's administration that let him in. Judge Nichols ordered the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to release the redacted versions of the documents no later than Tuesday, according to court filings dated March 15th. It comes after a September 2024 ruling from the same judge that the public did not have any strong interest in the disclosure of Harry's immigration records, but the Heritage Foundation wanted the judgment to be changed. Despite previously refusing the Freedom of Information request, lawyers for the Department of Homeland Security in February agreed to release redacted versions of the form. Specifically, defendant will propose redacting all information in these items that would reveal information that the court has determined the defendant can withhold. Department lawyer John Bardo wrote in a court filing. The Heritage Foundation alleged the Duke may have concealed past illegal drug use that should have disqualified him from obtaining a U.S. visa. They previously argued answers on Harry's prior drug use in his visa application should have been disclosed, as they could raise questions over the U.S. government's integrity. In February, Donald Trump ruled out deporting Harry, telling the New York Times, "I'll leave him alone. He's got enough problems with his wife. She's terrible." Of course he did. The Duchess of Sussex has previously been a vocal critic of the reality star. Mr. Trump calls him divisive and misogynist. So those of you that think, oh, it was an own goal, he was really just annoyed because she hates his guts, as any reasonable woman should. Meghan said she was backing his rival Hillary Clinton in the 2016 US election and suggested she would leave the US if he won. In his controversial memoir, Harry said cocaine didn't do anything for me. Marijuana was different. That actually really helped me. Mr. Trump said in a GB News interview with Farage in March last year that Harry should not receive preferential treatment. Asked if the Duke should have special privileges if he was found to have lied in his application, Mr. Trump had said, "No, we'll have to see if they know something about the drugs. If he lied, they'll have to take appropriate action." Guys, I'm not worried about this, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I hope this once and for all answers the question, does Donald Trump have the right to deport anyone? I kept telling you guys, he does not have the right. He came out publicly to say he wasn't going to touch Harry. Okay, then how come Harry's personal information is being released to the public? And also, Trump also tried to deport some, what he called terrorists last week. A federal judge blocked him. Trump can say whatever nonsense he likes. He doesn't have the authority to to influence anybody's stay in the US as long as they are legal citizens. So let's just get that out of the way. Now let's get back to this topic. The Heritage Foundation have done this because they want to embarrass Harry. That is the beginning and the end of this nonsense. But I will say, because it's going to be heavily redacted, we all saw what happened with the whole Jeremy Epstein nonsense. It's not going to do anything. In fact, you know what? I welcome it. Release it so that we can move on from this topic. Harry is not getting deported. He is married to a legal US citizen. He has a family in the US. And honestly, if they put pressure on him because of the status of who he is, I don't know if he can, but he might probably just apply for an American citizenship and move on with his life. I'm not particularly sure what the Heritage Foundation was hoping to achieve with this, but this is just yet another example of the British monarchy. The British, I won't say the press is also always part of it, because the way they are reporting this, you can tell they're literally tingling with excitement. And I want you guys to also remember something I told you. The press is always very careful how they talk about Harry. They are very, very careful how they talk about Harry. They will bash him, but they won't go too far. Not the way they terrorize Meghan. And I said that for a specific reason. Harry is still very much the king's son. I'm very keen to see what comes out of this, and I'll give my commentary on Tuesday. Or if I'm not even going to answer them on Monday. I think I'll wait till Tuesday. Let me see what actually comes out of this. And yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about it. Frankly, it is what it is. I think it's good that we finally get it out of the way, because they've been using this as a talking point, and this idiot in the Heritage Foundation has been using it as a way to grift and drag this matter out, bring it out to the open. For those of you that are worried, please remember that Harry didn't do anything wrong here. Him taking drugs, if him taking drugs is the reason why he shouldn't stay in the US, then almost every celebrity that lives in the US that is a rock star, actor, hell, Donald Trump's wife and his friends, all of them should be on their way out. This will set a very dangerous precedent if they try to move on him. Also, I want to clarify around the table again, Harry would be in trouble if he was convicted on drug charges and he was allowed in the US. He wouldn't have been allowed in the US actually on that, but he was never convicted. He just took drugs. So even if he lied on his visa application, I don't know. I don't think they will release information that would expose whether he lied or not. I think they will just release something. Like they said, it's heavily redacted. But yeah, I am not in any way, shape, or form worried about this, and I don't think anybody else should be. Let's just see how it goes. Yeah, guys, please like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the chat. Is it not time that we as a people begin to make noise about this? Actually, this is harassment. The man left the British royal family, became a private citizen. Him and his wife are getting on with things. Why is the Heritage Foundation harassing Prince Harry? Why are we allowing this to happen? I think this is an outrage. It's amazing they are putting all this pressure on him. Meanwhile, the working royals that are collecting all our taxpayer money are making millions of pounds, sending their kids to expensive schools, taking expensive holidays, enjoying living in expensive properties. We are also paying for their heating and their survival, and yet they are not doing anything useful for the UK economy. Your current king is a slumlord. Your king to be is a slumlord. Your current queen in waiting doesn't do anything. I would think that is where we should be focusing our attention on, instead of harassing a private citizen. And frankly, as a people, this is an outrage. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your feelings. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.